On today's Town Hall agenda, we have shout-outs, important upcoming dates and reminders, more information about the Learning Environment Survey, and we're going to talk briefly about the Degrees of Reading Power Assessment. Please stay tuned. Shout-outs. Shout-out to Emmanuel Martinez from Class 701, Nazib Amin from Class 702, and Lauren Murthill from Class 823 for presenting in the Words and Verbs MSQI Poetry Contest this week. Shout out to Miss Gaines, Miss Jean, Miss Tattergreen, and Miss Comrie for supporting them in that work. And have a happy Memorial Day, everyone. And we'd like to take a minute to wish a very happy birthday to Trinity Burke-Joseph, Savannah Evans, Antonio Leslie, Sadia Mentor, Phoenix Rocio, Jaden Thompson, Miss Lesperance, and Miss Panyan. Happy birthday, everyone. Here are some important upcoming dates that you should be aware of. Our BC No One Eats Alone lunch happens every Friday, 5th period, and you're invited. Please come today, Friday, 5th period. You can join us via the Meet link posted in your grade-wide Google Classroom. That's the class of 2021, 2022, or 2023 Google Classroom. That Meet link is posted approximately 5-10 minutes before that start of 5th period. There is no Saturday Academy tomorrow. I repeat, there is no Saturday Academy tomorrow in honor of Memorial Day. Saturday Academy will resume on June 5th. Memorial Day is this coming Monday, May 31st. There is no school in honor of Memorial Day. No school on Monday. That's remote or in person. Next Wednesday, June 2nd, is the Degrees of Reading Power Assessment. We'll talk more about that in a minute. There's no school on Thursday, June 3rd. That's Chancellor's Conference Day. Okay? So students, you will not be in attendance on June 3rd. So no school Monday, we come to school Tuesday and Wednesday. No school Thursday, we come to school Friday. And you're coming to school remotely if you are fully remote. The New York State Science Assessment for 8th graders who are opted in, only for 8th graders who have opted in, is June 7th. That's a Monday. Also that Monday, all blended learning students will be taking the ELA Mosul assessment. We'll give you more information about that next week, but that Mosul assessment will be for every blended learning student. There is no opt-in or opt-out. Just a reminder that the DOE has expanded its summer school program through Summer Rising. That is going to be held July 6th through August 12th. That's Monday through Thursday. It is running from 8 o'clock a.m. to 4 o'clock p.m. 8 to 12, there will be academics, and 12 to 4, there's enrichment through our Sonic program. Parents of students who are not mandated can opt in for summer rising rather, at the DOE's website. All right, so if you go to the DOE's website, schools.nyc.gov, summer rising information is there. We've also sent this out via Pupil Path. The annual Learning Environment Survey is currently in progress. Thank you to everyone who have already completed it. I didn't update this slide. The survey was already administered this week, Monday and Tuesday, to remote classes. If you have not taken the survey, please do so. I posted it in Google Classroom as well, and I will follow up students with emails to those of you who have not completed it. Please make sure that you take the survey. Your access code is your OSIS number, your student ID. Okay. Once again, you can take this by clicking on the link that is in your Google Classroom, or you can go to nycschoolsurvey.org. Students, your username is your OSIS number. It's just your student ID. If you need that number, you can always email either me or Mr. Eisenberg or Miss Oliveri or Miss Mapp, or ask any one of your teachers. They all have access to them. Parents, your access code is the lowercase letter f followed by the student OSIS number, the student ID. Students, please encourage your parents to complete this survey. Once again, it's the lowercase letter f and then your OSIS number. Our current completion rates are as follows. Teachers and staff, we're at 100%. That's awesome. Congratulations and thank you. Students, we are at 63.87%. That's also awesome. We are climbing quickly. Please make sure that if you haven't taken the survey, you do so. If you've already taken it, you can only take it once, so thank you again for taking it. We are at 16.5% on parents, so please encourage your parents to take the survey. Help them out, log them in, lowercase letter f, followed by your OSIS number. Anybody has any questions, they can always reach out. And just one final note on surveys. I know there's a lot of surveys going on, so some of our students have thought they've completed this survey, but they completed a different one. Okay, so just so we know, there is a survey that was done a couple weeks ago, a Google form called Share Your Voice Survey. Okay, that was asking about how you were doing with remote learning, how you're doing with blended learning, things that we could do better, ways that we can include your identity better into the curriculum. That was one survey that we asked students to take. The New York City School Learning Environment Survey is the official survey that the DOE administers every year, and that's the one that we have to get as many of you as possible to include your voice in, because that's something that we use for our planning for our school-wide goals. The BC Junior Ambassadors, the 7th graders, have put together a survey of their own, and they're going to ask you all to take it next week. That Junior Ambassador survey is a Google form as well. And then lastly, the school culture team has been holding panel discussions. These are either remote discussions or in-person discussions with just a slice of students from across the school. There's a lot of different surveys and different ways that we're asking you to have your voice heard, that we're asking you for input on how we conduct business at BC, input on next school year. If you are invited to participate in one of these surveys, or you're invited to participate in one of these panels, please do so. Please think about your answers carefully and thoughtfully. That way we can best plan around your needs and your ideas. As I said before, this coming Wednesday, all students, both blended and remote, will be taking the Degrees of Reading Power Assessment. That's the DRP. This is one of the few assessments that we do administer remotely. It is important that everyone takes this assessment. We will have an alternate schedule on Wednesday. This is Wednesday, June 2nd, periods 1 through 3 to take the assessment. It should not take all 3 periods, but we are going to allow all 3 periods for you to take this. The results from this test are going to be compared to the one that you took in the fall. Okay, and we did take this assessment back in November. We're going to look at this data carefully to see how well we did as far as progress with literacy. And so it's really important that you take your time with this, that you do your best when completing this assessment, and that you take it seriously. That way our data is more valid. Again, please take your time and focus while taking this assessment. We are going to have the alternate schedule periods 1 through 3 so that we can have teachers proctor this assessment and kind of monitor your completion rate, and there to help you out if you need any assistance. So once again, you're going to be completing this assessment periods 1 through 3. It is an untimed test, so if you need more time, you can take it. You are expected to complete it during your asynchronous work time. You will still go to your other classes. We will still have live classes, periods 4 through 7, according to your normal schedule. So it is important that you follow your schedule so that way you can get in for your instruction. Once again, a reminder that the DRP assessment measures your ability to read and comprehend by allowing you to choose words from multiple choice lists that best fit in the sentences. So it's a fill in the blank test. So you're going to read the passage, and then there's going to be certain words that are pulled out, and then you have to choose which word best fits in that sentence based on the context. So take your time with it. All right, read it carefully and read the answer choices carefully and select the correct answer choice, or the one that you feel is the best answer choice. Parents, if you're out there listening, you can help with this assessment by watching from a distance, making sure your child is focused, ensuring there's minimal background noise, and checking in with the teacher after your child is done to see what you can do to help, see results. We're asking you not to take this test for your child, and it's a reading assessment, so it's a test that really should be read by the child on their own. I know that can be hard sometimes to sit back, but we're asking for your help with that. The DRP is important for us as schools so we can understand how we do, how well we're doing with our growth in reading. This year has been challenging with our assessments and virtual assessments and in-person assessments. So it's just another measure for us to look at. We know that, with people taking tests on the computer and people taking tests in the building and people taking tests in different formats. We need different data sources to use, and that we have to look at everything together. So it's not like we're just going to look at this one assessment to see if we were successful this year, or if your child was successful this year, or if you were successful this year, students. This also helps us adjust and understand where we need to make tweaks for our curriculum. And so we'll definitely be using this data to plan for next fall. On Tuesday, you're going to receive an email from me with your unique login and password for this assessment ahead of Wednesday. Your proctors will have this information as well. The link for the DRP assessment will be posted in your GradeY Google Classroom. Please complete it and then click Mark as done. Do not turn this in or click Mark as done if it's not done. And you can watch the rest of this video in order to understand the features of the DRP website. So once again, you're going to go to this website, msqistudent.edvistas.com, and when you go there, it's going to look like this. This is where you put in your username and password. Okay. Once you get in, you're going to see this blue text. It'll say DRP Form 6A, 7A, or 8A, depending on which grade you are in. Click on that text and it will take you into the test. And once you are in there, again, it's a closed reading test. So you read, it was sunny and hot for days. Then the blank changed. It turned cloudy and cool. And you choose the best answer choice that fits in that blank. So here, that would be weather. The weather changed. It turned cloudy and cool. So you have to use your context clues in order to choose the best answer choice. And you click the next button to go back and forth. And then when you're done with everything, you click review. There are some tools in here that will help make this easier for you to access. You can use the larger text tool. It will make things bigger. The smaller text tool makes things smaller. If you click the reset text size, it goes back to the default setting where it started. There is a highlighter on here, so you can highlight as you read. You just click that highlighter tool button. There's also an underliner if you would prefer to underline, or both. And there may be a line reader in your survey, or your test rather. And then there's an answer eliminator for short. That answer eliminator allows you to strike out answers that you know are incorrect. So on this last one, it was hot for days, then the blank changed, it turned cloudy and cool. If I said price, that price doesn't make sense. So you could eliminate that answer if you use the answer eliminator. Again, you click here to go forward and backward, okay? If you don't answer all the questions on the page, you can still click forward, all right? So you can come back to things. I'll show you how to do that. Okay. There's a review checkbox. So if there's a question that you're not quite sure about, you're like, I'm not sure. I want to come back and look at this again. When we say look over your test, this is what we mean. We mean go back to these questions that you graph, and then see what word best fits in there. When you are done with everything, and this is a big one because a lot of you in November missed this part, you have to click review. And once you click review, it will take you to this screen. Your test is not actually submitted until you click the submit test button. Now, before you do that, you should look at these colors, okay? These colors indicate a number of things. If there's a purple box, it means you click that review button. You decided that you wanted to come back to that. Okay, so you can click on this question and it'll take you back to that question. If there's a red box or this rose colored box, it means you left that question blank. You did not answer it. You should go back to those questions. Please do not leave a bunch of blank answers on here because your score will not reflect what you know and what you can do. All right. So please review using this tool all of your answer choices and all of your questions, and make sure that you completed everything. And once you have, make sure you click submit test. If you do not click submit test, it's not submitted. Well, that's it for today. Thank you for listening. Please make sure that you are ready for this assessment on Wednesday by showing up on time, periods 1 through 3. To your normally scheduled first period class. You'll stay in that meet or you'll stay in that room. If you're in blended learning, you always stay in that room. For your test, we will be taking that again, periods 1 through 3 on Wednesday. A reminder, there is no school on Monday in honor of Memorial Day. And lastly, please make sure that if you have not done so, take the Learning Environment Survey. If you aren't sure if your parents have taken it, please ask them and then encourage them to take it. If you have any questions about that, please reach out. Thank you. Be safe. Have a wonderful weekend.